Welcome, boys and girls, to an episode of PA and Phonics Fun. I'm your host, Miss Amanda. This is your teacher, Miss Cindy. In preparation for our lesson today, you will need a few things: a pencil, a piece of paper, and some small objects like pennies, cereal, or buttons. Have fun!
Thanks, Miss Amanda. Hello, boys and girls. I'm so glad to be here with you today. In our lesson, we will work with sounds in words. Miss Amanda mentioned that you may need some manipulatives, and now's the time that you're going to need them. But if you don't have any, don't worry, because it's okay. You can simply use your hands during our activity. So when I hold up a block, you would hold up your hand. So we're going to start today with working with rhymes or word families. That's the end part of a word that we hear. And we're going to change that beginning or the first sound in our words. Here's our first rhyme or our first word family. Ought. Say ought. Great job. Let's add to ought, and we have ought, hot. Wonderful. Let's change the in hot to n. Now we have ought, not. Let's see what happens if we change the n and not to g. Now we have g, ought, got. Great job working with the ought rhyme or word family. Let's completely change that and put it away. It's got to go to sleep. And let's get a new word family or a new rhyme. And our new one is og. Say og. Great. Add j to og, and you have j, og, jog. Now change the j in jog to f. Now we have og, fog. Last one, we're going to change the f in fog to h. Now we have og, hog. Boys and girls, you have done a spectacular job working with the ought family and the og family. And I think you're ready to try a family all on your own. Do you think you can do that? I do too. Let's try our new rhyme or our new word family. Let's get a brand new one. This one is op. Say op. Great. Now I want you to add to op. That's right. You did good. You have mop. We have op, mop. Now, boys and girls, change the in mop to t. Good job. You have top. T, op, top. Last time, let's change the t in top to h. Now you have h. That's right. You have hop. Let's check. H, op, hop. Boys and girls, you did an amazing job working with our rhyme or our word family and changing just that beginning sound. But you notice this one stayed the same, and we just changed our first sound that we heard. Give yourselves a pat on the back for doing such a great job. Now it's a special time for us to work with our sound that we have for today. And the sound we're going to work with today is the sound ah. Say that sound with me. Ah. Did you notice that when we said the ah sound, our mouth was open and it was round? Watch. Ah. I have a card back in the back to help us remember that the ah sound makes us have a round, open mouth when we say it. Ah. Now, we're going to practice that ah sound with our hands, and we're going to move it around. So I want you to make a shape like this for the ah sound, because our mouth is round and open. And let's practice that. I can say ah. You can say ah. We can say ah, ah, ah. Octopus. Do you see that octopus on top of our card? That picture lets us remember the ah sound, because when we say octopus and ah, we can feel our mouth nice and open for that sound. Watch. Ah, octopus. Did you do that? Do that with me. Ah, octopus. Good job. Now, there is a letter that represents every sound or the group of sounds that we have. The letter that represents the ah sound is the letter O. Say that letter name with me. O. To help us remember that the letter O makes the ah sound, we are going to have to skywrite that and say the letter name and the sound. So what I need you to do, boys and girls, is I need you to get your skywriting fingers up high in the air, and we're going to skywrite the letter O and say ah 3 times. Are you ready? Me too. Let's do this with the O says ah. O says ah. O says ah. O says ah. Boys and girls, you did a great job. And now that we remembered that the letter O makes the ah sound, we are going to work together to blend some words with the ah sound. But some of our words won't have that sound. And if they don't, that's okay, because on our chart, we're just going to put them underneath the X column. If they have the ah sound, we're going to put them underneath our picture card that shows with our mouth nice and wide and open. And here's our first word. Let's blend this word. Op, mop. Boys and girls, do you hear the ah sound in mop? I did too, because I heard ah, and I even felt my mouth nice and round and open for that ah sound. Since mop has ah, we're going to put it underneath this side of our chart. Let's look at our next word. Let's blend it. Ap, nap. Did you hear the ah sound in nap? I didn't either. I heard ah. Since it doesn't have ah, let's put it underneath the X column on our chart. Let's blend this word. Ah, g, log. Did you hear the ah sound in log? I heard some of you say you did. So since we hear the ah sound in log, let's put it under the ah side of our chart. Let's blend this one and see if it has the ah sound. P, I, g, pig. Did you hear the ah sound in pig? No, I didn't either. And even when I said the p, I in the middle, my nose went up. We don't do that when we make the ah sound. So we're going to put it underneath the X side of our chart. Y'all are doing great. Let's blend this one. B, e, d, bed. Did you hear the ah sound in bed? I didn't either. I heard the eh sound in the middle. Bed. And let's put it underneath the X on our chart. And I know all of you know the word bed because you have to go to bed every night. Let's try this one. J, e, t, jet. Do you hear the ah sound in jet? Oh, okay. I don't either. So let's put it over here. That's not it? Oh, thank you, boys and girls, for reminding me. Jet doesn't have the ah sound. It had the eh sound. So I'm going to have to put it underneath that side of my chart. Let's look at this last one and see if it has the ah sound. K, ah, d, cod. Do you hear the ah sound in cod? I do too. Boys and girls, can you tell me which side to put it on? Do I put it on the side with the ah sound or with the X? Great, I heard some of you tell me that I put it over here with the ah sound. And remember, a cod is a type of fish, and it lives in water, just like our octopus lives in water. Now, boys and girls, you did an amazing job sorting our words that have the ah sound and that don't have the ah sound. So let's go back and let's just read our list of words with the ah sound. Mop, log, cod. Great job. Boys and girls, you have remembered that the ah sound is represented by the letter O. And you have blended and sorted words that do and do not have the ah sound. And so now it's time for us to work together to build some words with the ah sound. So let's think about that for just a minute. Can you tell me what letter represents the ah sound? I heard you. O. O says ah like octopus. Great job. Well, in order to do this, when we have to blend our words and we hear a word and we have to determine the sounds in a word to write it, we have to listen very carefully. So what I need you to do is the same thing I'm going to do. Let's put our listening ears on. Let's get those on. And now we're ready to listen. Here's their sound that we've been working with. Ah. Now my word that I want to build is got. Say got. Great. Let's tap out our sounds that we hear in the word got. G, ah, t, got. Now let's build the word got. G, ah, t, got. Now when we look at the word got, I want us to change the word got to the word lot. What sound should I change in got to make it lot? Let's touch our sounds and see if we can figure that out. Ot, t, lot. Do you know what sound I should change? That's right. You are so smart. We're going to change the g sound to the l sound. But let's check to be sure. Ot, t, lot. Great job. Now let's change the l in lot to the sound p. Let's say our sounds p, ot, t. Great job, boys and girls. We have the word pot. Now, let's completely change our word that we're working with. We're going to keep our ah sound in the middle. But now we're going to do the word jog. Say the word jog. Great. Let's tap our sounds in jog. J, ah, g, jog. Now let's build that word. I heard the first sound was j. Then I heard ah. And the final sound I heard was g. So we have j, ah, g, jog. Great job. Our G is falling asleep. Let's get it back up there. So we have jog. Now, boys and girls, if I want to change the word jog to log, what would I have to change? I know. I'm going to tap that word, and then I can hear it. L, ah, g. What sound should I change in jog to make it log? Great job. I should change the initial sound or the beginning sound j to the sound l. Now we have l, ah, g, log. Did you notice something with those words jog and log? You did. You noticed that the end, the rhyme part of the word stay the same. And we just changed the beginning or initial sound. Good job. So let's try this word. We're going to keep our ah. And our next word that we're going to build is sob. Say sob. Great. Let's tap out our sounds and sob. S, ah, b. Let's build it. S, ah, b. Let's try it again. S, ah, b. Sob. Great job building the word sob. Do you know what the word sob means? Sob means to cry. So if you fell and skinned your knee, you would start to sob or cry. Sob and cry are synonyms because they mean the same. So let's change the word sob to cob. Let's tap out cob. K-A-B, cob. What sound should I change in sob to make it cob? Great job. Thank you for helping me. We're going to change the S in sob to K. Now we have K-A-B, cob. How many of you like to eat corn on the cob? I do too. I love corn on the cob. So the cob is the part that's in the middle. All of the kernels that you eat are attached to. So that's what a cob is. Boys and girls, fantastic job building words with the ah sound. Give yourselves a high five. Wonderful job. You have listened for words with the ah sound. You have sorted words with the ah sound. We have built words with the ah sound. And now we are going to work together to write a sentence with the ah sound. So if you have some paper or a pencil or a marker or a crayon, you're going to need it now. But don't worry, if you don't have it, that's fine. You can just practice writing and pretend that you're writing your sentence with your finger on the tabletop. So you've still got those listening ears on, and here's our first sentence. Tom is on the log. Say that with me. Tom is on the log. Now we're going to pound and say our sentence 3 times. So get your pounders ready. Let's pound our sentence. Tom is on the log. Tom is on the log. One more time. Tom is on the log. Great job. Now we're going to write our sentence, Tom is on the log. And we have to remember that when I write a sentence, I have to start a sentence with a capital letter. So I'm going to start Tom with a capital letter. Tom is on the log. Now, I have to end my sentence. Tom is on the log. Since that sentence is telling me something, I'm going to add a period at the end of my sentence. Boys and girls, let's read our sentence. Tom is on the log. Great job. Now, I want you to look at my sentence that I wrote and check yours against it. If you made a mistake, that's okay. You can fix your mistake right now. Boys and girls, you did such a great job writing the sentence, Tom is on the log. Then we're going to try one more. So let's erase this one. And you can just write your sentence below the one that you wrote earlier. And here is our sentence. Mom has a pot. Say that with me. Mom has a pot. Now we're going to pound our sentence 3 times. So get your pounders ready. And let's pound the sentence. Mom has a pot. Mom has a pot. One more time. Mom has a pot. Now let's write the sentence, Mom has a pot. Remember to do that special capital letter at the beginning. So we're going to switch out markers. That one didn't want to write. Mom has a pot. Oh, you caught it. I'm not finished? That's right. I forgot to do something. Can you help me out and tell me what it is I forgot? Oh, that's right. Thank you, boys and girls. I forgot to put our end mark at the end of our sentence. Mom has a pot, because it's telling us something. So let's read our sentence one more time as you check yours. Mom has a pot. Wonderful job. Do you see 2 words in our sentence that have the ah sound? I do too. I see mom and I see the word pot. You are so smart today. Give yourselves a pat on the back for doing a great job already. You have been sorting your words, listening for words, building words, and writing a sentence. So guess what? It's time to put all of the things you've learned together today and read a story that contains words with the ah sound. So let's look at our story. If you notice in my story, I already have a lot of words circled. All of the words I have circled have the ah sound. So let's read those words first. Hop, jog, Bob, Tom. Oh, I heard someone say that Bob and Tom are names, so they have to start with a capital letter. Good job. Jog, hop, Bob, hop, on, pot, Tom, hop, on, log, mom, pop, hop, Bob, Tom, jog, jog, top, Bob, Tom, got, hot, pop. Great job helping me read those words. Now let's refasten our listening ears one more time. And now we're going to read the story. You have to listen super carefully because I'm going to ask you something about the story when we're done. So let's put our thinking caps on. You've got to lift them really high in the air and they're heavy. Zoop, and we are ready to read our story. So let's read our story today. Hop and jog. Bob and Tom jog and hop. Bob can hop on the pot. Tom can hop on the log. Mom and Pop see them hop. Bob and Tom jog. They jog to the top of the hill. Bob and Tom got hot and had a pop. We read our story, Hop and Jog. Can you remember who was hopping and jogging? That's right, it told us right here that Bob and Tom were hopping and jogging right there in that sentence. Great job. Where did they hop? Oh, that's right. Bob hopped on the pot and Tom hopped on a log. Can you remember where they jogged to? Oh, it was in the second paragraph. That's right. They jogged to the top of the hill. Now, it said that they had a pop. Why do you think they had a pop, which is a drink? Oh, I do too. I think you're right. I think they got hot from jogging to the top of the hill and for hopping on the pot. I think so too. Boys and girls, you have done a remarkable job today. You have been able to hear the ah sound. You've been able to blend and sort words that did or didn't have the ah sound. You were able to build words with the ah sound. You wrote sentences with the ah sound. And then you put all of that together and you read an entire story filled with ah words. And because you had your listening ears on and your thinking cap on, you were able to also tell me things that happened in our story. Now, before we close out today, I want you to remember that O says ah. Say that with me. O says ah. O says ah. O says ah. Great job, boys and girls.
Thank you, Miss Cindy. And thank you, boys and girls, for your participation in the lesson today. All the rights and credits for today's lessons belong to the West Virginia Department of Education. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these valuable resource materials. Bye-bye.